Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss about another concept in macroeconomic part, that is circular flow of income. Okay, the concept of circular flow of income comes under the national income concepts. Okay, the calculation of national income. The chapter name is National Income Accounting. Okay, so before that we come to know the meaning of national income. What do you mean by national income? See, the national income is, simply we can say, it is the income of a nation. That means it is the aggregate income of all peoples. All peoples in the nation is called national income. Okay, but we can also define national income as the aggregate value of, that is final value of, aggregate value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a particular year. During a particular is called national income. See, in the study of national income, in the calculation of national income, we consider mainly following points. One is, we measure national income. In the measurement of national income, we consider the value of final goods. Value of final goods. Because we consider in the calculation of national income value of final goods, because we are not considering the value of intermediate goods, because the value of intermediate good is already added, is already included in the value of final goods. I will give you an example for this. See, sugar and sugarcane. See, we can say sugar is a intermediate good and sugar is a final good and sugarcane is a intermediate good. Okay, if we consider sugar and sugarcane both together, that will lead to double counting, because the value of sugar cane is already added in the cost of production of sugar. Okay, so consider the value of sugar only. Okay, then finally, the second one is the national income is measured for a particular year, for duration of particular year. Okay, and the value, whatever the goods and services produced in the country during a particular year, was only considered here. Okay, because the value of goods which are stock in the previous year are not considered. The year will begins from zero production. So the inventory values are not considered here. Okay, the next one is the national income is measured through money. Okay, so the national income is measured through money, because the value it is measured through the value, because the quantity of goods and services we can easily express in the form of kilograms, okay, in the form of tons, etc. Whatever the goods produced, we can expect that tons of paddy produced, that much of wheat produced in the country. But how can we measure the value of services like doctor service, then transportation service, etc.? So we put the value here. We put a certain value for service, for a particular service. So we adding up the total value of all services, we get national income. That's why we measure income through the money. Okay. Then intermediate goods are not considered. The value of intermediate goods were not considered. Intermediate goods, I already told in the first point, the intermediate goods are already produced, already included in the value of final goods. So the intermediate good values are not considered here. Value of. Okay. The last one is the income from abroad is not considered. So income earned from other countries for the rendering service, okay, and for exporting goods and services were not considered here, because the value of goods and services which are produced within the country are considered under national income. But in the concepts of national income, especially for GNP, gross national product, we consider the income earned from abroad. Okay, these are all the 5 points which shows which are the important which are considered in the calculation of national income. Okay, so let me come to the circular flow of income. See, circular flow of income. That means the income in the economy flow in a circular way. In a circular way. See, one's income is the expenditure of another person. For example, we purchase goods and services, goods from the seller. So our expenditure is the income of that seller. Okay, so one's income is the source of expenditure of another person. So we can say the national income flow in a circular way. See, the circular flow of income, the concept of circular flow of income explains how the national income is circulated, how the national income is flow among different economic agents, like consumers and producers, that is households and producers or firms, among households and firms in the form of income and expenditure. So this is explained by the circular flow of income. To study the circular flow of income, we have followed certain assumptions. The first assumption is okay, we assume that there is closed economy. See, we can also divide the economic system into two types. One is closed economy, open economy. See, closed economy means there is no government role here. There is no or less government role. We can assume that less government role here. Okay. There is less government role. That means whatever the goods and services produced within a geographical location was only restricted the trade within that area. That means the trade restricted within a geographical location or within a country is called closed economy. That means there is no foreign trade, there is no foreign investment, and also there is a less government role here. And second, there are only two sectors. One is household sector is also called consumer. Okay, and producer sector, that is also called firms. Okay, consumer producer. Okay, two sectors. And we already assume that the government role is less here. So the third sector was not considered. Only there are two sectors, households and producers. And third one is the household. Households are the owners of factors of production. Like land, labor, and capital. They are the owners of factors of production, and they supply, the household supply factors of production to the producer. Supply factors of production to the producers. Okay, supply factors of production to the producer. For the supply of factors of production, the household gets reward in the form of rent, wages, and interest. Okay, rent, wages, and interest. For land, they get reward of rent. For labor, they get reward of wages. For capital, they get reward of interest. Then come to the producer. There is producer. Producer use factors of productions and produce goods and services. Goods. Produce goods. Producer use factors of production like land, labor and capital which are owned by the households and produce goods. And the producer supply or sell the goods to the households. Okay, the producer sell goods to the households. By selling that goods, he get income. That is called revenue. Okay. By the sale of goods and services, he get revenue. Okay. The last assumption is there is no savings. There is no savings in the economy. Okay. There is no savings means whatever the income earned by the household is equals to the expenditure. That means whatever the income they receive or spend on consumption. That's why the value of goods and services is equals to the expenditure of consumer. As well as the income of consumers. Okay. So these are the assumptions. Once again I will explain. There is a closed economy. The closed economy means there is a less government role and the trade restricted within the geographical location, within the country. And in a closed economy, there are only two sectors. There is no government. Only two. One is household sector and firms or producer. Okay. And come to the household. The households are the owners of factors of production like land, labor, capital. Factors of production. And they supply factors of production to the producers and receive income in the form of rewards. Like rent, wages, interest. Okay. Then producers. See, the producer use goods and services, use factors of production and produce goods. By using factors of production which are supplied by the household, they produce goods. And the produced goods are sold to the producers sell produced goods to the consumers, that is households and receive income. Okay. Then last is there is no savings. So in that economy, there is no savings. It means whatever the income earned by the households is equal to expenditure. Income is equal to expenditure. Okay. So there is no savings. Whatever the income received by the household is spent on consumption. Okay. See, the circular flow of income. Income can be studied with help of a chart. Draw the chart, just observe. So we assume that there are only two sectors. One is household sector and another one is firms. Okay. Household sectors are firms. There is consumer and this is producer. Okay. See, the consumer spend on firms, that is spending. We call it as spending. Consumer spend on goods and services. On spending is income on goods and services which are produced by the firms, and the producer supply goods and services. He supply goods and services. Okay, and the household supply factors of production like land, labor, capital. For supplying factors of production, we get reward in the form of income in the form of rent, wages, interest. Okay. Just observe the arrow mark. See, I will explain the chart. So we assume that in the above chart there are only two sectors. One is household sector and firms. Household sector is also known as consumer and firms are also known as producer sector. See, the consumers, I told you that the consumer spend his income on the purchase of goods and services. This is called spending. This is called spending. On this purchase of goods and services. So the goods and services are produced by the firms. Okay. So spending of goods and services on firms, the firms supply goods and services to the consumers. Supply goods and services to the consumers. Okay. Then I had told the households are the owners of factors of production like land, labor and capital. Households are the owners of factors of production, land, labor and capital. So the household supply factors of production to the firms, land, labor and capital to the firms. For the supply of factors of production, he get income. The households get income in the form of rent, wages and interest. Rent, wages and interest. Okay? Rent, wages and interest. So this is how the income, national income flow in a circular way among different factors of production. Okay. Through this chart we can calculate, we can measure the national income. Okay. So we already assumed that there are three methods. There are three methods of measuring national income. There are three methods. One is expenditure method. Second one is income method. And third one is product method. Okay. So expenditure method, income method and product method. See, under the expenditure method, we calculate aggregate. The expenditure method, the national income is calculated by adding up of aggregate expenditure. That is, we calculate by adding up of expenditure, consumption and investment expenditure of all consumers and firms. Consumption and investment expenditure of consumers and firms in the economy. So by adding up, we get aggregate expenditure. So through the chart, by considering the spending, this is A. By considering the spending, we calculate the national income. We consider the spending of households. Consumption and investment expenditure. Both. Consumption and investment expenditure by adding up of all consumption and investment expenditure in the economy of all consumers, we get aggregate expenditure. Okay, aggregate expenditure in the national income. That is called expenditure method. Then come to the income method. Income. So under this method, the national income is calculated. The national income is calculated by adding up of income. National income is calculated by adding up of income of all consumers. Income of all consumers or households in the economy in the form of rent, wages, interest as well as undistributed profits. As well as profit. We can also say profit. Okay. So this method is known as B. Okay. Observe that. That is called income method. So under the income method, the national income is calculated by adding up of rent, wages, interest and profit of all households in the economy. Then we get aggregate income. This is called income method. Then come to the third method, that is product method. Product. So under the product method, the national income is calculated by adding up of value of goods and services. Total value of all final goods and services produced in a country during a particular year. Okay. So by adding up of value of all goods and services, all final goods and services produced in the country during a particular year, we get the aggregate production. The value of aggregate production. That method is known as product method. Okay, that method is known as product method. So whatever the income in the economy is equals to, see, income from expenditure method, calculated from expenditure method, is equals to income from national income from income method is equals to national income calculated from product method are same. Okay, so we can say, see, aggregate spending is equals to aggregate income is equals to aggregate production. The value of aggregate production value. Okay. So where this is equals to national income. Okay. So this is about the circular flow of income. By using circular flow of income, we can measure the national income. So first one is spending. That is expenditure method. We consider here consumption and investment expenditure of all households in the economy. In the second, we consider the aggregate income of all consumers, that is rent, wages, interest, etc. And third method is value added method, that is product method. We can say product method by adding up of aggregate value. So we can say aggregate value of all goods and services. All goods and services. We consider here final goods. Aggregate value of aggregate production of goods and services in the country is equals to the national income. There are three methods. Okay. So I hope you all understand the concept. If you have any doubts or questions, you can mention in the comment box. Thank you.